At 2:17 a.m., alarms pierced the silence at California's most critical reservoir, Lake Oroville. Sensors begin reporting something that makes no sense. The water level is climbing fast. Within hours, the lake rises more than 20 feet beyond every forecast and engineering model. No rain is falling. No upstream dams are releasing water. Satellite data shows clear skies across the Sierra Nevada. Yet the shoreline is advancing inland, swallowing docks, benches, and landmarks exposed during years of drought. By dawn, the lake has gained the equivalent of billions of gallons. Technicians scramble. They check primary gauges, then backups. Everything matches. Manual measurements confirm the impossible. Water is entering the reservoir from below. Lake Oroville was designed to receive water only from surface inflows, rivers, snowmelt, and controlled releases. There is no system for bottom-fed input. No valves, no known conduits, no precedent. Seismic monitors quietly add another layer of concern. At the exact moment the surge begins, they detect a swarm of micro-earthquakes beneath the basin. Too small to be felt, too precise to ignore. The timing aligns perfectly with the unexplained rise. Field crews arrive at first light and immediately see evidence that something is very wrong. Buisitfa Inlet. Concrete markers installed during the historic 2021 drought, when a lake dropped to just 22% capacity, are now completely submerged. The intake tower, once safely elevated above the waterline, is being lapped by waves. Every standard explanation is eliminated. No landslides, no debris flows, no ruptured pipelines, no upstream failures. The conclusion becomes unavoidable. Something beneath the lake bed has opened, allowing water from an unknown source to force its way upward. Hydrology textbooks insist that water flows downhill, but geology tells a more complicated story. Lake Oroville is not just another reservoir. It is the backbone of the California State Water Project, the largest state-built water system in the United States. When full, it holds 3.54 million acre-feet of water, accounting for more than 60% of the system's total storage. Its flows support drinking water, agriculture, and industry for over 27 million people. The dam itself rises 770 feet, making it the tallest dam in the country, higher even than Hoover Dam. Its hydroelectric plant powers nearly 800,000 homes. A failure here would not be local. It would ripple across California within days. That reality is burned into public memory. On February 7th, 2017, a massive crater opened in Oroville's main spillway during routine releases. As storms continued, water poured over the emergency spillway for the first time in the dam's history. The hillside beneath it eroded rapidly, threatening collapse. Officials ordered the evacuation of 188,000 people, the largest dam evacuation in U.S. history. The crisis cost more than $1 billion to repair. Independent investigations later concluded the disaster resulted not from freak weather, but from long-standing design flaws and ignored warning signs. For communities downstream, that trauma never faded. So when unexplained alarms sound again, less than a decade later, fear spreads quickly. Sirens carry different meaning here. Trust, once broken, does not fully return. State agencies activate emergency protocols. Water samples are collected from multiple depths and sent to independent laboratories. Scientists search for chemical fingerprints that could reveal the water's origin. Deep-sourced water carries telltale signs: elevated lithium, boron, rare earth elements, and oxygen isotope ratios unlike modern precipitation. If those signatures appear, it would confirm something extraordinary. This water did not fall from the sky. It rose from deep within the earth. As data accumulates, seismologists revisit the tremors detected beneath the reservoir. They identify a pattern, a swarm of microquakes occurring precisely as the surge began. Geological surveys have long mapped fault systems threading through the Oroville region. Research shows that even millimeter-scale widening of fractures can create pathways capable of transmitting massive volumes of pressurized water. Deep aquifers exist across California, some holding water trapped for thousands or even millions of years. Under the right conditions, pressure differences can force that water upward through fault networks. But for engineers, a far darker possibility emerges. Internal erosion, known as piping, is one of the most dangerous failure modes for earth-filled dams. Water begins seeping through microscopic channels, carrying soil particles with it. Each grain removed widens the pathway. The process accelerates silently until collapse becomes inevitable. According to international International Dam Safety Studies. Internal erosion causes roughly half of all embankment dam failures worldwide. History offers chilling examples. In 1976, Idaho's Teton Dam failed just hours after muddy seepage was first noticed. By midday, the dam collapsed, releasing 80 billion gallons of water and killing 11 people. The warning signs were subtle. The outcome was catastrophic. Oroville, like Teton, is an earth-filled dam built on complex geology. If unexplained bottom-fed water were increasing pressure within the structure, the parallels would be impossible to ignore. Sensors downstream might begin detecting unusual turbidity. Pressure readings could drift beyond historical norms. Patterns resembling those seen before the 2017 crisis could reappear. For residents along the Feather River, the response would be immediate. People who once fled at midnight would not wait for official orders. They would pack documents, load vehicles, and leave on their own terms. Roads could flood, access points could vanish. Time would matter. As night falls, the lake behaves strangely. Despite calm winds, whitecaps ripple across the surface. Water continues rising after sunset. Swirling currents suggest turbulence far below, as if something is still feeding the surge. Then the dam begins to speak. Acoustic sensors detect high-frequency emissions from within the structure. Engineering research confirms that stressed materials emit sound, signals produced as concrete and earth adjust under unfamiliar loads. Oroville was never designed for pressure coming from below. Every calculation assumed surface inflows only. There is no manual for this scenario. Engineers race to deploy additional instruments: hydroacoustic imaging, new pressure transducers, seismic arrays. Their task is urgent to determine whether the dam is being externally inundated or internally compromised. But science takes time. Water does not. Speculation fills the gaps. Some suggest ancient underground reservoirs. Others point to fault-controlled fluid migration. More extreme theories emerge, from volcanic heat forcing groundwater upward to unknown subsurface cavities collapsing under pressure. What science does know is limited but real. Deep aquifers exist. Chemical signatures can identify ancient water. Microquakes can open pathways. Stressed dams emit sound before failure. What remains unknown is everything that matters most. How long will the flow continue? How large is the underground source? Can the dam withstand pressure from both above and below? For now, the answers remain buried. Human civilization has long believed it could control nature with concrete and calculations. For decades, dams like Oroville have stood as proof of that confidence. But beneath them lie forces far older than engineering water that fell before humans existed, moving through rock formations we have never fully mapped. The dam stands 770 feet tall. 27 million people depend on it, and beneath it, something